Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of this channel called Patrick the Runner. My name is Patrick Sheridan and I'm here to talk about running. So today we're in Tenerife. I'm actually on my holidays at the minute, but I've been trying to use it as a warm weather training camp. So I've been running nearly every day. I took a rest day yesterday actually just to get me all geared up for this session. And the session today, so today is the 28th, it's Thursday the 28th of December, so I'm just 9 days out from the 800 meter race that I have on the 6th of January, and today the session is going to be standard warm-up, then 5 300s off 90 seconds, and I'm hoping to do those 300s in about 42 seconds, which is about 56-second lap pace, which would get me about 152. So my aim, as you probably know by now, is to run 155, so I think that gives me probably enough leeway considering the recovery that I'm going to have. So that's the aim, and then there's going to be a 4-minute break after the 300s, and then I'm going to do two 200s off 30 seconds, and that's going to be the session. So I'm really hoping it's going well. It's about 12:05 here in Tenerife, so we've really luckily been able to get to a track, and this is the time, so it is quite a warm part of the day, but I'm just going to have to deal with it, and it's going to be really enjoyable. I can't get over actually like how cool the track is and how nice the stadium is. Like, we came here and we just saw a stadium and we didn't really think we'd be able to get in or get access, so it's unbelievable to be able to train here. The facilities are phenomenal. It's really inspiring that it's a Thursday afternoon, it's really warm and everyone's training. I feel like back home you maybe wouldn't really get that, but it's so cool. It's really also interesting to see the different drills people are doing. I think there's sprinters there, and I reckon they're middle distance runners just down that way, and they're doing all sorts of drills with the hurdles. So really cool to see. There's probably a lot I can learn from here, and I just can't wait to get at it here. And I just think sometimes you need to tell yourself you're so lucky to be able to train, and I'm obviously so lucky to be here in Tenerife, and it's very cold back home, but the weather's unbelievable here and the stadium's so cool. It's really inspiring, so it's getting me ready to go, and I'm looking forward to the session. So you'll all see how I get on soon, and wish me the best of luck. Okay, so I'm all ready to go there. I've done the strides, done the stretches beforehand, and now I'm going to get into these 300s. Feeling very nervous actually. I think it's just because I know it's going to be very tough. So as I said, I'm hoping to do them in around 42 seconds, and the key, as I always say, is just to try to hold on to that pace for as many reps as I can. It is something I should be able to do, or should be able to get close to, if I want to run around 155, and then the 4-minute break after, and then the two 200s I'm not really even thinking about now. I'm just looking at the 5 300s and try to take one at a time, try to get as much recovery as I can in that 90-second period, and just push myself. And again, this session is done specifically for the 800 next weekend, so it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy, and hopefully it's going to allow me to make the necessary adaptations to run that 155 or below. So that's what I'm looking to do. I was in a wee bit of two minds today as to what I was going to do. I was maybe going to go for a more 1500 type session, I was thinking of something like 8x400s, but I actually think that I really want to do myself justice for this 800 meters. I've been thinking about it for a long time now because it's the first track race in about 6 months or so, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully running a personal best. Also, I'm still in two minds as to what my best distance actually is, so I don't know whether it's the 8, 1500, maybe 3k, don't think it's 5k. Obviously there's no 3000 event a lot of the times in the track. I mean, there are 3000 events, but for example in the Olympics there isn't a 3000 meters, so we're not just there yet. But what I'm thinking is that I would really like to get a good 800 times so that I can gauge possibly where my strengths and weaknesses are. So if I was to do a 1500 specific session today, maybe that wouldn't be as helpful as this 800 meter specific session. And then the idea, of course, is that I have the 1500 meters the next weekend, and this 800 meter race will hopefully prepare me for that. So let's get stuck in now to the 5x300 meters, and we'll take it one by one. I think that's the best way to do these things when there's going to be a fair amount of pain. So first one hopefully in about 42, and let's just see if I can hold on to that. So here we go. So everyone, that was the session finished. Absolutely brutal. 5 300s to start, where the first one was 40, so that's not really good news because that has a serious effect on you after. And I know a couple of people said to me in the comments that I should try not to do that, and they're right. It's definitely not the way to go about a session. I don't mean to do it. I think it's just partially attributable to my inexperience at the minute at sort of this level of running. When I played football, it was a lot of 20, 40, 60 metre sprints, so I've got good speed, but I also am just used to going hell for leather for a footballer, trying to run by someone, and I don't really know how to pace 14-second 100 metres successively. So the first one I felt like it was going to be about a 42, it was I think a low 40, so that's not ideal, but I still got good work. The next one was a 42, I think a high 42, the next one was a 44, then a 44 again, and then a 46. I was really starting to struggle at that stage, and then the 4-minute break came and went all too quickly, and I then did 200s. The first was in 29, and the second I have a 32 in my watch, but I think I started a yard or two back from where I should, so that is what it is. We'll say a 32, but I was completely gassed then, which is probably a good thing and a bad thing. I probably could have called it a day, to be honest, at the 5 300s, and it probably is better to be conservative. If I was doing the session for someone else, I probably would have said stop then, but sometimes I don't always do what I should do. Sometimes I think that's probably something I need to consider more too. I should probably start coaching myself like I would coach someone else and give advice. I should start doing basically what I would preach to other people, so I probably should have just called it a day after those 5 300s, but I didn't, and at least I got probably some good work out of it. I must have a really sore chest, like I was coughing badly there, like spitting at the end. I don't usually do that, but I felt like I was going to be sick. I don't know, obviously there's a high level of lactic acid in the body there, which is exactly what the purpose of the workout is, but I was really struggling, and that'll be the last big session now, because I could try to put in another session, but what's it really going to do at this point? I'm going to do maybe a solid enough session at the weekend, but not all out, and then this week I'm just going to be tapering down, sort of giving myself a chance to really have a good race on Sunday. And I think on Saturday, and I think the key then will probably be just to try not to go off like a lunatic, which is easier said than done, because sometimes when I'm starting, this is kind of what I'm saying, and hopefully this is something I can get better at, and people can then watch my progress and think fair play to you, because you got that pacing right. So like right now, like I'm thinking to run 155, I need to run 257 and a half. I don't really know the difference when I'm fresh, and God forbid if I'm tapered and I feel fresh and I feel really good. I don't think I'll know the difference between a 59 and a 57. I don't really have much confidence in myself in pacing that, so I'm not saying I don't have confidence in myself racing, but it's just the pacing that I'm struggling a bit, and I'd be a wee bit worried that I'll go off and run the first lap in 55 and then really struggle. So I'm going to need to try to get that right on the day, but to be honest, I'm so happy with where I'm at. I knew I was struggling towards the end there, but I can really feel myself adapting to this type of training, and I really think I'm getting stronger, and I know I have the potential there. Like the first one was a 40, then a 42, then 2 44s. That's not a mile away from where I wanted to be, and it is very hot here. There was a good breeze. I didn't want to wear spikes today because, well, actually, to be honest, I didn't have them. I didn't bring them in the suitcase because I thought it'd be too much of a hassle at security, and I was only doing one track session, so that's another advantage hopefully you have on the race day too. You have spikes, no wind on the indoors, so let's see how we get on. But I hope everyone enjoyed the session. Training is going well, as you can see. I feel a wee bit better now actually, but it's really enjoyable to do that. Again, I have to say a big thank you to my wee brother Noah, who was out there doing the pacing, and as always Megan, who's here, rain, sun, sleet and snow, and who was videoing all the laps. So thank you both very much. Thank you to Megan for getting very good quality footage, I'm sure, as usual, because I couldn't be videoing myself, so I really do thank Megan for that. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed the session, and I'm going to get the recovery on board here now. Really important to get hydrated and get a protein bar or something into me, and hopefully you'll all really enjoy me running on a PB, so let's hope for that. Thank you. Okay, so I just thought I'd show you all where I have sort of been doing my runs the last week or so. So as I said, I've trained every day bar one, which I took as a recovery day, and on Monday I think I ran twice. So training's been going as smoothly as it would be at home, but probably a wee bit better because I've had a bit better recovery. And now after the session, we're actually just gonna go down to the beach over there and maybe go in the water, just have a bit of crack, have a bit of fun, go down with the frisbee, do that maybe for a half an hour or so, and then I'll just try to recover the rest of the day. But it's a really, really nice area here. I've been doing my runs sort of up and down the promenade. You've maybe seen, if you've been looking at my Strava, that it's actually pretty hilly. Even though it's along the coast, it's very up and down like a roller coaster, so I've sort of had to bear that in mind in my runs. But it's been really, really enjoyable to train in the heat, really, really enjoyable to not run in the cold and in the rain and with the wind at home. So I'm not really looking forward to go back to that. But yeah, I've had such a nice time here, and again, just sort of thought I would show you where I've been doing my training, and it's been really good fun for the week. So we'll go head down to the beach now. Okay, so I'm just at the beach here, and I just thought I would give another wee bit of a recap about the session. I think the session definitely went harder than I had in my head it was going to go, because I think a part of me just sees that I have 5 300s to do, and 300 metres doesn't really sound that far, and I just think 300 metres, 42 seconds, I can do that no bother, which I can do for 1 or 2, and then it starts to become really difficult. So I think with that in mind, I actually finished it out really well. Even though I slowed a wee bit, I'm still keeping up a really good pace. I mean, I think the last one was a 46.1 I have down, but I think looking at the video again, it might have been more like a high 45, so that's still roughly like 61 second laps, so that's a really, really good session. And my average pace would get me about 154, 155 for the 800s, for the 800 metres, so that's exactly what I'm looking to do. And I think what I'm saying is I think I'm in a really good place for this 800 metre race. I'm so glad I did that session with that recovery, because I actually was thinking of doing an 8 to 10 by 200 off 90 seconds, and I think I would have done that without too much trouble, and I probably would have gone in a wee bit complacent, thinking that I was able to bang out 28s or 27s with relative ease. But that was a lot more of a race specific workout, because when you're running 300 metres, you're running over a third of the actual race distance of an 800 metre race. So I think that will give me a lot more of a stimulus for the actual race and will really benefit me. So just sort of wanted to say that while I was at the beach here chilling out.